Vamos a empezar sentado. We're going to begin seated. Center of your mat. Give yourself something to sit on, whether it's like a little stool or a cushion or something comfortable. And then let's just cross here for a moment at our shin bones. Oh, I don't know how you feel. Sometimes the beginning of a new year can be kind of overwhelming. There's a lot going on. So let's just take a moment, see if we can take it down a notch. So let your hands here rest for a moment on your thighs. And then check your weight. So you can close your eyes and kind of rock your weight back and forth. And then find yourself in a space where your weight feels equal and even in your two sitting bones. Your back feels like it's lengthening. And we're going to just place our hands here on our belly for a moment. Take a few big breaths. Inhaling fully, completely, and then exhaling, feeling your center nice and strong. So you're going to inhale, open up, and then exhale, lengthen out. Let's try that a couple more times. Inhale, opening, and exhale, releasing. Last time, inhale, and exhale. Good. Let your hands rest for a moment on your thighs. Keep your eyes closed as much as you can, as much as that feels good to you. And then let's begin letting your chin move down and up just a few times. So pay attention to the vertebra there, the top of your spine, creating a little stretch in that space, and then just a slight bit of compression as your head lifts up. Beautiful. So now we're going to let your ear start to fall down towards that same side shoulder, and then try that on the other side. So this can be a very small movement. Just checking in with your neck. Good. And then let's pause with your chin right over your collarbones. And then exhale, reach your head all the way back behind you, each ear, all the way back behind you. So you're taking your chin over one shoulder, then the other. Good, just these little movements allowing us to wake up. Let's now roll our shoulders, so let your chin come right back over your two collarbones. And then begin a nice little rolling motion with your shoulders. Inhaling up fully, completely. Exhaling, releasing the shoulders down the back. Good, you can change the direction here that you're rolling the shoulders. Just checking in between the shoulder blades. Good, and then exhale, let's take a little pause here. And then we're going to bring your two elbows up and then pull your elbows right back in. So you're going to exhale, reach up, and then pull them in. Almost like a slow motion chicken. That's how we're kind of moving here. Good. Let's pause with your two elbows up and then kind of roll there at the shoulder. Good. Roll that out the other way. Good. And then from here, pull your arms into a little cactus shape. Pull your fingertips towards one another, stretching your wrists bone by bone. Good. And then let's exhale. Take one arm up, a long stretch of your back. And then exhale, take and stretch the opposite direction. You can kind of imagine you're pulling something down with your arm. As the arm comes up and right back to your center, reaches up and over. Good. Again, just pay attention to where there might be some discomfort here. Let's pause with one arm up and then just sweep the arm. So I want you to feel big opening in your chest as your humerus bone moves back. You can kind of put a hand there just to appreciate all that movement. Let's try it the other way. Good. Let's exhale, release. And switching sides, that arm comes up. And then you're just going to sweep the arm in a nice little circle here. Good. Really feel how much the chest opens as the arm bone stretches back. We'll change that direction. Good. And then we're going to inhale, sweep both arms out, and then take a twist to one side. We'll just breathe here. Feeling the energy in your spine, release in your hips. Good. And then we're going to inhale, come all the way up, twist the other way. Good. Inhale, coming all the way up. This time, bring your hands behind the head and let your head stretch back. Let your neck release. So get a deep opening. Exhale, let the head come down. So feeling the back of the neck stretch. Inhale, sweep, take your two arms up over your head. Good, just feeling your back getting long here. Now you'll come to the side. Good, inhale, stack it up. Sweep it to the other side. Inhale, back up. Let one hand come to your low back, the other hand behind your head. And another little stretch. Exhale, sweep, changing the position of your hands. Let your head move back. Good. Inhale, two arms back up once again. And now sweep your back just all the way around to one side. And then all the way around the other way. Feeling that movement through your torso. Good. Let's exhale. Release your two arms. Let the fingertips come underneath your shoulders. Open, lift your chest. And then let's exhale and unfold our two legs. Let the legs be a little bit wide here. Good. Inhale. The arms come up. And then exhale. They're going to pull right down over your torso. Two arms up. Exhale, palms pull together and right down. Sit one more time. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, pause. So now let the fingers of one hand, so I've got my right hand, is going to push into my left palm. Oh, and take a few big breaths, stretching this wrist. So, especially if you're still at work, you know that these wrists have had a long day. Good. Turn your hand the other way and now apply some pressure so this is my left hand now pushing into my right. So I'm just stretching my wrist in the opposite direction. Good. And then I'm going to shift that. So now let these fingers move down my hand and exhale, lightly press in. Good. Now fold the hand the other way and apply a little pressure, letting the wrist stretch. Good. Let's exhale, bring your two palms right back to your center. Good. And now we're going to inhale, come up, and exhale, fold towards one leg. So letting your back stretch. Inhale up, exhale, fold. So it's same side, same leg. We're going to flow here just a few times. Inhaling the arms up. Exhale, floating over. Oh, feeling that stretch to the side of your back. Inhale. And exhale, coming over. Good. Inhale. Exhale, coming over. Good. Let's do that one more time to the opposite side. Inhale. And exhale all the way over. Good. Let's inhale, come up. Now this time, take opposite elbow towards your knee. The arms move up. We're going to just tap opposite elbow to knee. Inhaling up. Exhale, coming across your midline. Inhaling up. Opposite elbow to knee. Good. Inhale. And exhale, reaching across your body. Inhale. And exhale here. Good. Let's go to each side one more time. Inhale, stretching up. Exhale. And now from here, we're going to inhale, let your legs lengthen. And come to sit for just a moment with the legs moving out. Inhale, sweep the arms up. And exhale, now take a twist towards one leg. So feel that stretch all the way through the opposite inner thigh. Good, and then you're just gonna slide down that leg, deepening your stretch. Beautiful. Use an exhale, bringing yourself right back up. Now taking a twist towards that leg. Good. Long back. And then exhale, feel yourself slide down the leg. Take a few more breaths right here. Good. And then we're going to inhale, stack, bring ourselves up. And now we're going to go same side. So just reach same arm to leg, long stretch of your back. You can let your neck release. Inhale, sitting up. Opposite side, long stretch of the back. Good. Inhale, coming up. Slide the soles of the feet together. And now from here, cat-cow. So, I just got a nice little adjustment in my hips. So just want you to feel, especially if you feel any discomfort in your low back. That's sort of the name of the game when you're 21 weeks pregnant, is just, a little bit of low back sensations. So this can be really helpful for pregnant people and non-pregnant people alike. Good. So exhaling here, this last time, let's go ahead. Inhale, sit up. Slide one leg out on an exhale. Two arms reach forward. And now this will be a big, deep stretch for your calf and for your hamstring. Good. Keep letting your sitting bones melt down towards your cushion, your bench, the floor. And let your torso lengthen out over this leg. Let's inhale, sit up. And exhale, switch our legs. Inhale the arms up. Exhale, float over the long leg. And once again, inhale, lengthen your back fully. Exhale, take 2 legs out. Sweep the arms as you travel forward and a long stretch here. Very nice. And then we'll inhale, bring ourselves right back up. Slide your 2 legs in. And then let's come off of our bench, off of our little prop, and we'll make our way down to the mat. So I'm going to let my left side face the computer as I come to the floor. Good. And once you're here, why don't you leave your knees over your chest for a moment and then just begin to lightly rock your weight in a circle. So the thighs moving in a little circle here on the floor. And then we're going to take the thighs all the way around, circling the other way. Good. So let's pause with your legs now in the middle. Open the knees, close the knees. Open the knees and close your knees. Open the knees and close just a few times. Open and close, just waking up your inner thighs, which can really help you keep your legs lifted in space when they're engaged. Good. So now keeping your legs nice and soft, knees bent. Let's exhale and lightly tap toes to the floor and up. So you can do one leg, then the other leg, down and up. Again, just a nice light movement. Good. Just letting those limbs float there in your hip socket. We're going to pause now with one leg down. I've got my left leg on the floor. I'm going to make a few circles with just my right leg in the hip socket. Good. And then you can circle that leg the opposite direction. Let's pause here for a moment and exhale. Change the position of the 2 legs. Now the left leg can circle around in the hip socket. And circle around the other way. Using long exhales to help you relax. Good. And now from here, extend that bottom leg, and then you're going to just lightly let the legs separate a few times. Again, feeling your center stay strong, connected. Good. And then from here, we're going to open the knees and close the toes. So you can bend the knees as they open, close the legs as they lift, bend and open a few more times. Good. After your next round, let's pause with your knees open and then take your hands to the shins and just lightly rock your back. Oh, let's place both feet on the floor right there in line with your sits bones. And then I want you to practice just moving your navel and your tailbone. So you're going to let the tailbone move towards your heels as your navel pulls in, letting your whole abdominal wall lengthen out. Then your low back lengthen out. And then from here, let's take your 2 arms to the sides with the long low back, scoop into it, and peel the bones of your lumbar off the floor, and then lift your pelvis up.
Let's come right back down the way we came. So each bone coming, landing softly, softly on the floor. Good. So you're using your breaths. Just connect more deeply to that movement. Inhale and exhale, lower all the way down, bone by bone by bone. Exhale, pushing into the feet, lifting your pelvis up, and then slowly lowering all the way back down, pushing into the feet, lifting the pelvis up, and slowly coming right back down. Just try that. This time we're going to hold the pelvis up for a good 5 or 10 breaths. We'll exhale and now gently release those bones right back down to the floor. And then we're going to exhale, raise the right leg up. And then if you can, push down deep with your left foot and keep the pelvis lifted for a few breaths. Good. Exhale, release. Change the position of the two legs, and we'll try that same thing. Remember, with your right foot, you're going to push down firm and let the pelvis come up for just a few breaths. Good. Exhale, release. Let that come down. Two knees fold over your chest. Two arms stretch and reach all the way out. And now you're going to take your hands behind the head and pull your head up with your belly muscles so you reach your nose toward your knees. Again, give this a few breaths. Good. Let's exhale. Release your head. And now with your hands, interlace them behind your right leg and let that leg just come and melt a little closer to you. So let your tailbone come off the floor and let the whole hamstring stretch. Let's exhale, release, and bring that down. Interlace your fingers behind your opposite leg. This is the left one now. And then again, the tailbone can rise up, doesn't have to, obviously. So you let that whole bit of you stretch. Left hamstring. Good. Exhale, release. Let's take two hands behind two thighs. And exhale, let those bones come off of the floor again, only as it feels comfortable. Very nice. And when you feel ready, exhale, release. Open the knees. Take your hands here to your feet, to your ankle, to your knee, wherever it feels comfortable. Let one leg open to the side. Good. Exhale. Release. Let the opposite leg open to the side. You can kind of follow that leg with your weight if it feels good. And then exhale right back in. Let the two legs open wide. Good. Your tailbone can lift and then maybe just lower right back down. Big stretch here through your hips, through the legs. We're going to inhale, take your two legs up. And now hook your right leg in front of your left. And then, so you can keep the legs just in this position or hook that foot all the way around. And from here, you can take your legs over to one side. So I've got my legs moving to the right and then my gaze to the left. So if you've got your right leg on top in front, you're going to want the legs to move in that direction. Let your armpit chest open and stretch. Good. Well, exhale, allow the legs to lift right back up. And then unhook them, shake them out just a little. And then the opposite leg. So now I've got my left leg crossing in front of my right leg. And I'm going to hook that foot around. If it wants to go, they can just stay together like this, but the foot could come to the other shin. And now if you've got the left leg in front, take the legs to the left and the gaze to the right. Ooh, again, another little back adjustment for me. If you want a deeper stretch through your chest, you lift the arms, open the fingertips more widely, kind of spread the fingers out into the floor. And then exhale, bring your knees up, bring the legs over your chest for a moment, and everybody just shake out, just wring out your legs, your wrists, your elbows, your shoulders. Just do what I'm going to call this like the dead bug dance here on the floor. Just be kind of light with all those limbs for a moment. Exhale, allow them to release to the floor. And then we're going to stretch the arm closest to the computer screen out and come and rest on it. Otherwise, you could give yourself a blanket if you need that here. Let's pick up your top leg. And we're going to ride the imaginary bicycle, the one-legged sideways imaginary bicycle. So just reaching, so you're going to feel flexion through the hip, extension through the hip, bending through the knee, stretching, reaching through the knee. Good. Trying to keep your back and your hips steady as the leg moves forward. And now let's go ahead, change the direction. So we want as little wobble as possible through the hips as the leg moves out and pulls back in. Good. Let's just pause for a moment and turn the knee so the knee comes to face the sky. And you're going to open that top arm too. Let's reach out and pull in. So the elbow and the knee pull together and then apart. Pull together and then apart. Good. They don't obviously have to touch. Good. So now we're going to lengthen the elbow and the knee and then let them melt right back down. So lengthen and release. Lengthen and release. Lengthen and release. Lengthen, top arm and leg down and up together. Just give this a few rounds. Really push down with your bottom leg. Feel supported here. Good. And then at any point now, go ahead, let the hand and the leg come together. Let the hip stretch. You can take your hand to your foot. You can let the bottom leg now lengthen out. Good. Let's let your top hand find your bottom hand and push your foot there, top foot into the bottom thigh. Good. Now, if you want, try lifting that bottom leg up from the floor. And then we'll exhale, release, let it come down. Top knee travels forward. Your top arm can travel back. And then we're going to pull ourselves into a little ball as you exhale. And push up with your mighty arms. And then let's try finding that sequence on the other side. So we're going to begin just here, letting your head, your neck be comfortable, perhaps putting your top hand on your hip. And then you can begin a little bicycling action with your top leg, letting it stretch forward, back, and in. Good. Out, forward, back, and in. Again, feeling that the hip and the low back don't wobble so much as the leg moves out and away. Good, and then we're going to change the direction there. Good, so let's pause now with the knee bent and then pull it up. So you're going to let the knee and the elbow reach towards each other and then reach away from each other. So they reach out and in, out and in, out and in, out and in, out and in. A few more. Inhaling as the limbs reach, exhaling as they pull together. Good. And then from here, let's fold. So your fingertips come down towards your shoulder, and you're going to extend and bend at the elbow and the knee, and they can work together here. Good. And so now let's reach arm and leg away and back. Good. So this is with a long arm, long leg. If your leg gets tired, just rest it, take a couple breaths, and you can try one or two more of these. And then pause when you're feeling it. And let this hand now come either to the thigh, to the calf, up to the toes. Let the legs stretch. You can let that bottom leg now stretch out underneath you. Then we're going to exhale, release, fold at your knee. Take the top arm up, take the kneecap up. And you're taking a little, I like to call this fallen tree pose. Good. And then when you feel like it, try lifting that bottom leg just for a few breaths. Then you can exhale, release it back down to the floor. Your top knee can travel forward, and the top arm can travel back behind you. And then when you feel ready, use an exhale to bring yourself into a little ball. And another exhale to push up and onto all fours. Just take a moment to create a little cat cow with your back. Your sits bones can reach away, head can come up, and then exhale around. Good. Try this just a couple more times. Good. And then from here, let's take your head and your hips side to side. Good. And now let's just take your hips in a full circle. Good. And we'll take those around a few times the other way. Staying nice and light with your movement. Beautiful. Let's all, for a moment, now put our forearms on the floor. And then you can exhale, reach your right leg out and up and just hold it lifted for a couple of breaths. You can relax the neck, that's okay. Exhale, bring that leg back in. And now try that same lift with the opposite leg, just out for a few breaths. And then we'll exhale, release, bring it right back in. Now let your sternum bone come down towards the floor. Let your chest open. Again, your sits bones continue to rise up. Good. And now from here, let's take your hands and push for a moment up and see if you can curl your toes underneath you. Lift the hips. Try a few breaths in a little down dog. And then we're going to find a comfortable way up to standing. So here's what I'm going to do. Just walk my weight back, back, back. Little steps with my hands. Can hold for a moment in a little forward bend. I'm going to roll up my blanket because I think I'll use it later. Set it to the side. Good. And then when you feel ready, staying soft with your knees, go ahead, bring yourself all the way to standing position. And then I'm going to adjust the screen a little bit so we can all see a little better. Standing. Okay, so from right here, everybody just check in. I'm at the back of my mat. And you can push your feet here together. And put your heels, so feel your heels, lift them and lower them just a couple times, just maybe an inch or two. Good. And then roll the weight into the heels and then back just a little bit. Good. And you can kind of roll balls to heels if this feels comfortable. Just rocking your weight a little bit. And then let's pause. And right here, just pick up your left foot from the floor. Hold it lifted for a couple of breaths. Exhale, set it down. Lift your opposite foot. Hold it up just a couple of breaths. Good. And then from here, let's just lightly rock our weight a little bit, side to side. When it feels comfortable, you can step, I'm going to step my left foot forward. So hold my weight in my right foot. Step my left foot forward, turn my back toes out just a little bit, and sweep my arms up. So take a few breaths here in a warrior one. Good, feel a big stretch in your back calf. Take your gaze up at your fingers. Big long stretch and reach. Good, and then let's put your hands on your low back and come stretch forward, just a long spine, just any amount here that feels good to you. Good, now push with that front foot to bring your weight back up. And now we're gonna just pivot our toes around towards the computer screen so that voila, we can take warrior one stretch on the other side. So bend the knee and let the arms come up. Feel a big stretch in that back calf, so important. Your gaze moving up will help you work on your balance. Good, and then when you feel ready, just release your hands here onto your low back and let your spine stretch a little bit forward. Good, and then we're gonna inhale, come up. Now this time, pivot your toes, but you're just gonna face the whole body towards the computer screen. Now I'm gonna turn one set of toes out. I'm going with my left. I'm gonna bend and straighten this knee just a few times. So try to keep your hips even, your chest open, your collarbones opening, your scapula pulling together. Good. And as the knee bends and straightens. Good. So now let's hold the knee bent for a moment. Let the arms come out, roll the thumbs down, roll the thumbs back. Just feeling a little circulation there in your shoulders. Now you're going to pause with your palms facing up. Good. And then exhale, let one elbow come down towards your knee. So you take your top arm over your head. You can look down at your big toes, maybe up at your thumb. And then exhale, sweep, taking your weight back up. Turn those toes in. Let the opposite toes turn out. And then once again, check your hip bones, check your rib cage, open the chest. And then a few times, just bend and straighten the knee. So maybe put your hands on your hips a few times. And then maybe your hands at your collarbones. You want to feel that they're moving evenly with you. Good. So now we're going to pause with our knee bend, open the arms, roll the thumbs back, roll the thumbs up, roll the thumbs back, roll them up. Good. Now hold with the palms rolled up and just reach your weight down towards that knee. Top arm up. Long stretch. Good. Inhale, sweeping that arm up. Exhale, bringing yourself up. Now we're going to turn all the toes in. Every last toe. Take your hands here to your thighs and just slide down your legs as you come to stretch. Let your neck release. Shake it no. Nod yes. Good. You can take two hands to one ankle now. Just a long stretch. And now two hands to the other ankle. Now two hands back to your middle. And you look up and get a little soft in your knees and bring your weight right back up. Okay, let's step our feet together. And we're going to come back down to the mat. So just find a comfortable journey down for you. Down to the floor. Good. And let's take a little prop. So you can place a prop. I've got my little rolled up blanket. I'm going to put it at the base of my spine here. Oh yeah, this is good timing. And from right here, just let your body come to rest over your little prop. So the legs can release in the hip sockets. Your arms can move wide. And then I want you to, let's see, if you can just stay in a shavasana, or if it feels nice to bring your hands here for a moment to your temples. Rub the sides of your temples here. And so now you can take your fingertips right to just above your ears. This is a place often if we're having allergies or sinus congestion that can feel a little, oh. So you can rub in there. You can bring your fingers now underneath your ears, right around your jawline. We had a hard day. We're stressed about things. We'll carry that tension right here. You can also take opposite hand, so let your hands cross your neck and just rub a little bit in the back of your neck and down into your shoulders. You can take a little squeeze of your earlobes. Pulling down a little bit on your earlobes. And then exhale. Let's just release your arms to your sides and spend a couple moments connecting with our breath. Slowly, when you feel ready, just begin to wiggle your fingers and your toes. You can circle the ankles, circle the wrists. And take your arms up overhead, stretching right, stretching left. Draw your knees up, and you can roll to one side and push up. Find yourself moving to a comfortable seated position. We can bring our palms together before the heart, bow the head, close the eyes. Your practice is a gift, everyone. Thank you. Happy New Year. Enjoy the rest of your evening. Namaste.
Gracias.